processed and.
Yeah, I mean, it's dramatic. I mean, as I say, the financial services industry is really glomming onto that. They recognize very quickly how important this can be for their industry because there's so many transactions that take place, and they can take place very rapidly. But we're applying it right now. We're developing a solution for the pharmaceutical industry where there's a requirement, a legal requirement. There's something called the Drug Supply Chain Security Act, which is a way to try to detect counterfeit products, gray market products, diluted products in the market, because it's not only a public health problem, it's also costing the industry billions of dollars every year. And by 2023, they have to have a solution in place. And this is kind of an ideal solution because you have this non-repudiatable transaction log. You can track the ownership of a product from the manufacturer to the distributor to the dispenser. And if a distributor buys 50 cases of X and he sells 51, we'll know it. And the whole basis of Bitcoin is one of the key features of the blockchain is it will keep you from double spending. So where that 51st came from, whether it's a counterfeit or he diluted the first 50 to make a 51st, we can't tell that. All we know is that this is the guy who did the suspicious transaction, and then forensic analysis will have to be, brought in. But
so it's a software that does this?
It's in software, yes. Blockchain is actually kind of a suite of different software techniques and includes encryption, which is why it helps keep it non-repudiatable. And it also uses various approaches to get consensus so that what goes into it has already been confirmed as being accurate and true. So it's a very good technique and it can be applied to a lot of things. But another area we looked at applying it into is the maritime fuel industry, where they have to meet environmental regulations as to how much sulfur is in their fuel. And it's very expensive given the large number of ships and the vastness of the oceans. You can't just sit there with a stack monitor because no one's going to spend the money on those. But we can just track it from the refinery, how much sulfur is in the fuel. We know how much they're buying. We know how much they're using, because there's two different standards depending on whether you're in open ocean or you're like along the coast of the US or Europe. And we can kind of impute how much they need and figure out if somebody's cheating. Because all the big companies obey the law, but they're losing millions of dollars to the small guys who have very little reputational risk. They're known as cheap,
Right. So
and it's a problem.